One spot remains in the Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship game tomorrow night, and it's going to be between 7-seed San Diego State and 6-seed Boise State. Two spoilers yesterday. San Diego State knocking off 2-seed New Mexico, and the Broncos taking care of business against 3-seed Wyoming. But for the Aztecs, TB, they did so many things so well.
They just played team basketball, and I think right now this Aztec team is playing with a lot of joy. There's going to be some keys to this game, and that is to get that balanced scoring like they had yesterday. They had 3 players in double figures against New Mexico. Kim Villalobos was one of them. How about her double-double performance, checking in at 12 points and 14 rebounds, 6 assists to go with Villalobos, the senior.
Yeah, impressive numbers for the senior, a veteran Aztecs team, and they never allowed New Mexico to have a lead in that game. So we'll see what they can do today. These two teams split in the regular season. They both won on their home courts. For the 6-seed Boise State Broncos, 21 wins for them. They were struggling coming into the tournament, but then 2 wins now. The win over Wyoming, and in particular, Maya Hansen really had a big game.
Well, Maya Hansen came to play, right? I mean, it was her 20 points and her 4 assists. She got hot early. She just really kind of carried this team and then started sharing the ball quite a bit. I mean, they just played some very good basketball, did Boise State. Here you take a look at Maya Hansen. There's her big numbers from yesterday. Those 20 points, 4 assists. San Diego State's really going to have, they're going to have to make sure they match up with her. They're going to have to communicate. Transition D will be key for them because she's going to get out and run.
Yep, should be a fun one here. The winner moves on to take on top seed UNLV. Final semifinal of the evening. We'll have it for you after this. Welcome back inside the Thomas & Mack Center here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Starting lineups for our 2 teams. The final semifinal winner moving on to the championship. And for the 7-seed San Diego State Aztecs, 21-12 coming in. They'll start it off like this. Jada Lewis, the senior guard, with Sarah Barcelo and Kim Villalobos. We told you about that senior. Abby Prohaska, the redshirt senior point guard, struggled yesterday with some foul trouble. They'd like to keep her out there. And then Adriana Quezada, the redshirt senior. And then the starters for Boise State, they look like this. You got Maya Hansen in one of the guard spots with Mary Kay Nero. Elodie Lalat, the senior from Paris, France. Natalie Pasco, the sophomore. And Abby Muse, another senior for the Broncos. Tip is up. Broncos track it down, and here we go. So much on the line for these 2 teams, the 6 and 7 seeds. UNLV, as far as the seedings go, TB, really the only team that kind of took care of business yesterday as the Broncos get the first points of the game. Lalat with the first 2. High screen for Lewis, grazes the iron.
It's a good first shot, though, for Lewis. And you want to get, if you're San Diego State, you want to get Lewis a quick first look, even if she doesn't make it. And, you know, hopes that she can get early on the board. I think she's been a big spark plug for this team. But look at Boise State already coming out and doing what they do best, and that is just setting the tone, playing their game, playing within themselves, taking the shots that they love to take.
Well, they were lighting it up yesterday, and here's a pretty little fader good for Prohaska. She only got to play 11 minutes yesterday, ended up fouling out of the win against New Mexico, but her teammates lifted her up.
San Diego State will not be able to beat Boise State if Prohaska cannot play major minutes in this game.
Yep.
She's the primary ball handler, took over the point guard duties after there were injuries, and they needed her, and she's done a great job. But she handles pressure well.
Shot from Nero, misses everything. It's a chance for the Aztecs. They did so many things so well against 2-seed New Mexico yesterday. They had high turnovers and gave up quite a few points off of it, but wow, they were all over the boards. And they ended up connecting on 8 3-pointers. They average about 6 a game on the season. So that one won't go. Broncos push it up.
Muse takes it right at San Diego State.
So far, I think the Broncos have been the aggressors. They're kind of pushing the tempo and the pace. They've been attacking.
Yeah, they're controlling the tempo, really playing at the pace that they want, scoring a little bit in transition.
Oh, strong drive and the layup good for Adriana Quezada. We saw her get hit yesterday, and she had to leave the game late, and we were worried about her, but able to come in. She had 14 points.
Really good to see her healthy and able to go tonight.
Little back cut on the baseline. The long rebound, weak side board. Good job by Lalott. Another chance, and they make them pay. Too many chances for the Broncos.
Muse, 2 quick buckets at the rim. She knew she kind of had gotten stopped, had to put it on the floor to get something.
4-point lead for Boise State. Oh, another pretty soft touch and some emotion for Quezada. Transfer from Utah State this year. A nice addition for the Aztecs, but back at you with the big bucket there.
Stacy might need a quick timeout at some point.
And that was Maya Hansen with the 3. Oh, excuse me, they'll give her 2 on that. A perfect 2 for 2 for Hansen as working her way up, but off the mark, Quezada. And the Broncos trying to take advantage of numbers.
They'll do drop coverage on the lot, and that'll allow them some help side opportunities.
Aggressive defense by Lewis, and she gets fouled. So picking up the intensity on the defensive end, that can help your cause.
Hansen will pick up the foul for Boise State from behind. And, you know, San Diego State, you got to be aggressive. You got to play that style of game. Boise State is a very composed team.
They have 5 seniors, fairly experienced. Both of these teams really bring the experience, and as you know, that can really take you far, can lift you
play
up.
Together, yeah, get that experience. The chemistry's there, certainly.
High screen for Prohaska, the lefty, off the back of the rim, and it's into the hands of Boise State.
I like that look by Prohaska. That's a good look for the Aztecs.
Narrow pushes it up, gets it to Hansen, and then a high-low, but too much on it, trying to find Trista Hull, who's checked in, the junior. She gave some good minutes yesterday in the win against Wyoming. Boise State was down 9 points after the first quarter. They were only down 2 points, though, at the half. They had a big fourth quarter, TB. They were down 4 points going into it, and then just took control, only gave up 10 points to Wyoming. They only led in the game 6.5 minutes. Wyoming had the lead the entire way until the very end, and the Broncos moved on to this semifinal. Jazz Green's checked in. Shot up and no good. Batted around into the hands of Narrow.
The Hull got a hold of that one. Pepe almost had the O board, and then Hull came in late, swiped it. That's a great takeaway.
Pepe in, Green in. Fresh legs for the Aztecs. Some physical play. Broncos trying to save it. Batted around. The Aztecs trying to get out on the break. Villalobos trying to stay with it and does. Defense got back for the Broncos, but not able to stop her. Senior out of Los Angeles. All Mountain West Honorable Mention member this year. First points of the game for her. And banking it up good, drawing some contact. Abby Muse at 6'3".
Quick 6 points for her.
Eight of the 12 for the Broncos in the paint. Jazz Green trying to lose the D. Couldn't quite get the backboard in the angle. It was Pasco on her. Narrow trying to push it and a little too quick. She gets called for the travel. It'll be a turnover. Broncos. With a timeout here in the first quarter, 4:13 remaining, 4-point Broncos lead. Back inside the Thomas and Mack, first quarter of this semifinal between 7-seed San Diego State, 5-seed Boise State. The Broncos have come out and they are shooting lights out right now, 67% from the floor, TV.
I think they're sharing the ball early. That's what I'm most impressed with.
Yeah.
They've got 6 assists on 6 made buckets.
Yep.
I mean, they're making that extra pass. They're finding each other. I mean, they came out with tempo. I thought they set the tone really well. This is a Boise State team that is obviously very well coached, and they are a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, they sure are. It's interesting to see they had tough competition coming into the end of the season. They lost 3 in a row, but they had to face UNLV. They had to face a game against Air Force and Colorado State. Not easy competition, so they had lost 3 coming in, but now finding it at the right time. And a win against Utah State to kick this off, and then the win against 4-seed Wyoming. And a veteran team, sometimes it's just a matter of putting it together at the right time. Shot just short for Pepe.
And you see Stacey Terry Hudson, she took Prohaska out late in that first quarter, and then she gets her right back in to start, or excuse me, right back in just a couple minutes later.
Yeah, you bring a spark in. Davis got the bucket before, but Prohaska will bring it up.
Prohaska is a facilitator, and she can help get things set, half-court offense. And there is Pepe. Boy, she's got a really nice turnaround. She backs you down as you defend her, but she's just so strong, and then her quick turnaround jumper is real pretty.
That one around and out for Pasco. She just hit one right before. The bench has brought some energy for the Aztecs. Back within 2. Extra pass to Green, right corner off the rim. Oh, great hands up by Prohaska as Green was trying to get back with her player.
Anything you can do in transition to slow the Broncos down, that's the key. You got to make sure you sprint back and are matching up with the shooters of this team. But Prohaska has active hands, and her back was not turned to the ball. And then that steal leads to a bucket for the San Diego State University Aztecs.
Yep, Megan Fizo with the hoop, the senior from Seattle, Washington. High post, driving it in. Hall gets fouled. So it's all tied up. It's been close. Only a 4-point lead for Boise State earlier. There you see Megan Fizo, the senior. Averages about 5 points a game. She got a start on the season. She's got 2 points. Green's going to take a seat. Quezada back in for San Diego State. Here is Trista Hall, the junior from Washington.
Krista, she is a key to this team. She comes off the bench. She's 6'2", but you know, she doesn't necessarily have to be that low block player. She can be in the high post. She's quite effective, especially on the perimeter side of things.
1 of 2 for Hull. She wasn't a big impact as far as scoring yesterday, but 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks. Her defense in particular, I was really impressed with. Her length going up against Wyoming was a big plus.
If she does get started shooting, it's going to happen from mid-range from Hull. She's got a good mid-range jumper.
Under 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter. The drive and the shot from Davis, no good. Broncos hanging on to the 1-point lead. Nero pushes it up every opportunity. There's Christensen, who's checked in. Alyssa Christensen, 15 in white with the ball in her hands. Junior from Idaho. The handoff to Pasco, drives it baseline, wave it off. Defense coming over, drawing the charge. Great job there by Davis.
They'll call the player control foul on Pasco for the Broncos.
That'll be her first, team second.
Danny Bays is in for the Broncos. She's a great little backup guard for this team, but she's a scorer, and she has a scorer's mentality.
Alyssa Jackson in for the Aztecs. 3 in black, helping run the point. Here is Lewis using the screen, too much on it. And the rebound down to Christensen. There's Bays. You just mentioned her, and inside a little contact, not able to finish was Hall. But on the inline, they'll say it goes the other way. We're just under a minute left in this first quarter. Pace has been fast, lots of substitutions and fresh legs coming in.
And both teams will run. Neither team has the advantage in terms of running. I mean, San Diego State, they know they got to get back in transition deep. Boise State, they're thinking the same thing.
Barcelo back in for the Aztecs. Villalobos as well as Jackson brings it up. Freshman from Fairfield, California. Bays working hard to get over that high screen. And weaving her way in, trickles that one through. Villalobos with the hoop.
Well, I think Villalobos did a really good job of reading the defense of Christensen for Boise State. And as soon as Christensen kind of misstepped with her feet, Villalobos had the turn and the bucket kiss off the glass, and she read that well.
4 points for Villalobos, and trying the cross-court pass. It's intercepted by Villalobos. Aztecs out on the break. Oh, too much momentum for Jackson on that one, and then trying not to give up on the play. Quezada was hanging around, reaching in, and they're going to give her the personal. That is the team's third. And just the team's second. First personal for Quezada. The Broncos throw it away as the clock was winding down, and Gordy Presnell in his 19th season kind of put the hands up and says, hey, what are we doing
on. That's not a quality possession.
Yep.
And now, and here's the thing, they give them 2.4 ticks, and San Diego State can get a quick look.
Aztecs with their first lead of this ball game, trying to add to it, but can't. Prohaska begging for a foul, doesn't get it at the last tick. But how about San Diego State turning this one around? They're up by 1, second quarter after this. Broncos fans in the stands. Their team, they had the lead the majority of the way in that first quarter, but then San Diego State hung right in there, and they took it over, up by 1 as we head into the second. T-shirt toss. Who doesn't like a free T-shirt?
You know, one time there was a T-shirt toss at a game I was in, and the cheerleaders was right in front of me, and she let it go too late, and it smacked me right in the face, the T-shirt did. It was just a late, it was a late release.
Yep, the reaction time is one of the first things that goes, you know.
Yeah. I could, meanwhile, if I did the T-shirt toss, I could put one of those way up in the upper rafters of Thomas and Mack Center.
Still got the arm?
I still got the arm.
That's awesome.
I don't have a whole lot of other stuff, but I still got the arm. I'm not giving that up.
Well, how about the start of this one for the Aztecs? They took the lead at the end of the first, and they've continued on as they muscle it up inside. Villalobos with another one.
Now, the Aztecs really are playing the way that they came to Vegas to play. But you know what? Hansen came to Vegas to play as well. Maya Hansen with the long range, stepping back.
First 3 for the Broncos and for Hansen. She's got 7. Skip across. Pepe off the back of the rim.
You have to respect that Hansen is going to shoot it even longer range than you think. You think you might be closed out. You've got to get closer on your closeout. Here's the problem. She's super good. She can hurt you off the dribble. So what do you do, right?
Right. She's tough. Help D coming down, trying to help off on Muse. Shot clock down to 5. Hansen trying to lose the D. She does with a shot off the mark as well.
There you see a little bit of the dribble right there by Hansen and how she can, you know, either pick it up, take it all the way, or turn around, spin, and get a good shot, even though it doesn't fall. Really got to get Lewis some points for San Diego State. They're going to need her point production.
Gets the shooter's touch there. The senior from Rockland, California, averages 11 a game. Had 5 points last night, played 21 minutes. Aztecs regain the lead. Haska trying to hang with Hansen. It's caught up with Pasco up top, and then off the leg of Lalott. That's good D up high by Villalobos.
Yeah, so that possession never was tipped by or touched by San Diego State, and hence the over and back call.
High screen for Prohaska, trying to work her way over was Bays. Try to give some more space in there for Villalobos. She gets it one-on-one, but around and out.
That was good defense there. She knows that Villalobos was going to play with her back to the basket.
Let's go. Defense behind her. High, low. Lalott blocked.
See, that's the right pass. That's high enough and led her to the basket. But the minute Lalott puts the ball on the floor, the defense retreats. San Diego State going to be handsy, and they're going to try to get that tip, steal, and go.
Oh, the and one. Villalobos. Extra effort's going to get her to the free throw line.
And San Diego State is being real smart right now with Villalobos in the game. They are literally spreading the floor and letting Villalobos go to work. They're trying to get her 1v1 in the paint. Boise State does not have an answer for Villalobos right now in that particular situation. You give her a little space to work with. Not only can she turn and create, but she can draw the foul. Now she's got a potential three-point play.
Largest lead of the game for the Aztecs, up by 4. It has been incredibly close as the Broncos have gone on a bit of a scoring drought over 2 minutes. To the line, the senior. Around and out, can't get the three-point play. Boy, Prohaska doing everything she could. But it comes down to Boise State. Hansen asking for the high screen. She gets one from Lalott. She's going to try to give it right back to her as the D comes over, stands her ground. Much better job by Prohaska to draw the charge and not commit the personal so far today.
Prohaska did the early work. Here it is right here. Hansen, she knows that bounce pass is coming. Prohaska is seeing that from the low block area. She knows that that give and go is going to happen, and she steps up and take one. Just took a little punch to the gut.
Oh, good recognition across the lane. Defense, though, knocking Quezada to the court. It's a hard foul for the redshirt senior, but she's up and will go to the strike.
Muse has that length, and she got a lot of it. Probably got called for the foul with the body as Muse goes out.
That's her second,
yeah. And that, you know, that's a bummer for the Broncos. You're really going to miss a player in 6'3", your senior leader in Muse. But you've got Hull coming in, and she's been giving you bench production that you need.
Yeah, she sure has. First free throw good for Adriana Quezada. Gets them both. Redshirt senior from Frisco, Texas. Transferred in this year from Utah State. Redshirted in 2023 season. She's back, and really a nice piece to the Aztecs team. The curl, Bays, good look, could not get it. Green back in, trying to drive baseline, and the D for Hansen not quite there, and that might be the second, I think, on Hansen, yeah. She's got to stay out of foul trouble. Aztecs now on a 6-0 run.
This will be interesting in terms of what Gordy Presnell will do with his floor general in Hansen. You need her on the floor for point production and defense and creativity, but do you dare have her pick up her third?
Yeah, she stays on for now. It's 6:20 remaining in the first half. Green trying to get some space, and does. Banks it up good. Jazz Green off the bench.
Well, I really like that move. She's great off of 1 foot, as they would say in volleyball. That would be the slide execution. Speaking of slide, Lalott just kind of slides to the bucket.
She has 4 points. Broncos back within 6.
Chris, I know you appreciated that volleyball reference.
I do. I do. I love when you weave the sports.
Yep. You're a volleyball gal.
Oh, I used to be. Oh, a little baseline jumper good. Jada Lewis with a hoop. Lalott is feeling it, asking for it, gets it.
Boy, Lalott's really getting some early touches, and I like this by Boise State. How about the team going right back to her to give her a couple of touches?
Yeah, she was fairly quiet as far as scoring goes yesterday in the win against Wyoming. Just 3 points, 1 of 5 shooting, but 7 boards, 4 assists. She had a steal. She was trying to make up for it in other ways. Green Between the legs, into the lane, the lot steps over for the help D. How about the extra effort from Quezada? O-board. Can they capitalize on it? Villalobos spins it and short. Had enough time, probably could have
forced it a little bit.
Back out. We'll take the timeout. 4:55 remaining, second quarter. 6-point lead for the Aztecs. Broncos had the lead to start this game, but it's San Diego State as of late. They have taken over this second quarter with 4:55 remaining. Up by 6, had an 8-point lead moments ago, but it has remained close the entire way. Kristen Mark alongside Tammy Blackburn, former Aztec.
Proud of it.
But not playing favorites tonight.
Definitely not playing favorites. I am much more professional than that.
And
proud Aztec,
keep
though.
you in check.
Keep me honest, as CNN's Anderson Cooper would say.
I will.
Keep him honest.
See if the Broncos can make some adjustments. They try to go bays, and that one won't drop. Aztecs have been trying to push good transition D by Boise State. Both teams have decent shooting percentages going right now as Prohaska tries the reverse, can't get it to drop.
That's a tough ask of Prohaska coming underneath the basket, right into some good defense. Help side was there, and pretty heavy traffic.
Yeah, there's several white jerseys inside as Bay's outside shot hasn't been going, but the layup does. First points of the game for her.
You know why that layup worked? I mean, she had a defender all over her. I mean, she did beat her defender back door, but it's the scoop. It's where it came from, where that ball came from. That ball gets blocked if it comes from her shoulder.
Yeah, used her body. No way to get to it. Green on from San Diego State, tries to lay it up, tries to draw contact. No whistle, and she's slow to get up.
Well, somebody's open if Green isn't at the other end of the floor. And that's a missed opportunity there for Danny Bays and the Broncos, as Bays she was wide, spanking open.
And Jazz Green still not feeling great at the other end. She's gonna take a seat. Barcelo's gonna check back in, as well as Mia Davis and Kylie Pepe. Certainly hope Jazz Green's okay. She's had a variety of injuries throughout her career. Green for Davis, high-low, hanging on somehow, multiple defenders and drawing some contact is Quezada. She plays so hard.
Well, she hits the deck at least a dozen times during the game. And I think Gordy Presnell, the head coach of Boise State, feels like that might have been, you know, a little bit of dramatics there on that one, and maybe that was a clean look defensively. But nevertheless, it's Quezada in the way that she plays. She'll draw that contact, holding her body and contorting it that way.
That one rattled back and forth and finally out. And Gordy Presnell having a chat with our official, Tiffany Robinson, Michael Price, Lisa Jones, the trio, veteran crew here tonight. And the second free throw goes, though, for Quezada.
Could Gordy Presnell be any nicer?
No.
And any more lovely of a person?
Nope, 19 seasons. And trying for another victory in this Mountain West Championship tournament. His team has had a lot of success over the years. 4 times they've won the Mountain West Championship. They had 4 in a row, but the last one was in 2020. Five-point lead for the Aztecs. And a whistle on the interior is going to put San Diego State to the line. Gordy Presnell got his 20th career Mountain West tournament victory last night, that win over Wyoming, and he's one short of the league record, 21 wins. And TB, that was Don Flanagan of New Mexico. So if he could get another one here tonight, he would tie up with Don Flanagan. That's some pretty good company to be in.
So Gordy Presnell obviously would know if the coaching prowess and legendary status that is Don Flanagan that
Yeah.
you and I are very well aware of.
Yep. Long-time coach in New Mexico.
Yeah, he would be incredibly gracious of being in that same company.
Sure would. But they got to take care of business against the Aztecs, and right now San Diego State doing all the right things. Trying the up and under, and instead 3-second call on San Diego State. It'll go the other direction. Gordy Presnell mentioned 19 seasons. The head coach for Boise State. He also got his 750th win on Sunday.
We were here for that
one for the Utah State game. And a whistle on the interior, an and one opportunity. Lalott, she's been active tonight.
Yeah, she's been great. Here's the pass inside, down low by Bays, right over the top of the defense. And Lalott, you can tell that she knew exactly where her defender was before she received the ball. And when she got the ball, she knew exactly what move she was going to make, how she was going to make it to draw that foul.
Can't get the free throw, but the long rebound gives the Broncos another chance. Oh, and one on that jumper.
And that's a crusher.
Yeah, they had no team fouls prior to these two in a row now.
Well, here's what the offensive rebound on that free throw does. It does this. It gives Danny Bays the bucket and the potential chance for another point, three-point play. That's why free throw boxing out, got to have it.
Yep.
It's championship week.
And the three-point play is good for Danny Bays. She has 5 points. And they have cut the lead to just 2. San Diego State 0 for their last 4. No field goals for them in almost 4 minutes. Yet hanging on to this lead. They've gotten to the line some. Just under 2 minutes left in the first half. What a good game we've had so far in this final semifinal for a spot in the championship game. Wanting a touch, doesn't get it, inbounded and saved by the Broncos.
Quezada may have just started the fast break for the Broncos by saving that.
Yep.
I mean, you always try to save the ball underneath your own basket, not your opponent's basket, but your own. But you have to be careful because of transition teams will take advantage of that.
Trailed by Quezada, almost lost it momentarily, and she's trying to break free of Hull and the defense. Oh, and there's a big swish for Jada Lewis to extend the lead back out.
You know, I'm not surprised, Jada Lewis. Caitlin Clark is her favorite athlete.
Yep.
Steph Curry, favorite athlete. Or excuse me, Klay Thompson. Two really good shooters, right? Yep. Lewis is a good shooter from the outside.
Yep, certainly is. Narrow shot, no good. Aztecs come up with it. Under a minute left, and out running, fast break opportunity. Quezada with another bucket. She's got 9.
Aztecs have had answers tonight. They have had answers to this very, very good ball club.
I was just thinking earlier, the Broncos defense, transition defense has been pretty solid. They've been getting back, but they haven't given up many fast break opportunities.
San Diego State only with 2 points in fast break.
Yep, and we just saw it as this half is winding down for San Diego State and the Broncos. Haska, gotta get a shot off. Recognizing it, but it won't go. And good defense by the Broncos to not give an easy look there to the Aztecs. It's a 7-point lead for 7 seed San Diego State. Here at the half, we'll send it up to the halftime show after this.
The final semifinal match of the Mountain West West Women's Basketball Championship is at the half, 36-29. The Aztecs, they've known how to get the hot starts going, and guys, we are in for a good one here tonight. Nate Kreckman, Jade Thomas. All right, San Diego State looks pretty darn good right now, Jade.
Yeah, absolutely. They're taking care of the ball. Boise State has 10 turnovers, and San Diego State only has 1.
Yep.
So I think that just shows that San Diego State is really controlling the tempo, and they're kind of getting Boise flustered.
Yeah, I mean, and defensively, San Diego State, man, they've done a great job of locking down on some of the best players. Maya Hansen got off to a little bit of an early start, but they've really forced Boise State to use different players tonight.
Yeah, Natalie Pasco hasn't gotten going yet in this game, just 2 points in that first half. Maya Hansen has played well, Abby Muse has played well, but what's the problem there? They've both been on the bench most of this second quarter because of foul trouble that they hit both right around the 6-minute mark of that second quarter, and you saw San Diego State get to go on a little bit of a run. Kim Villalobos got some big-time buckets. Jada Lewis hit some shots, and that's the separation that we've seen here so far. So San Diego State is up 7 at the half. Here's the good news. Again, Boise State will get 2 of their best players back in the third quarter that were out with foul trouble, and you know the message at halftime from Gordy Presnell, Jade, it's going to be take care of the basketball. If they can stop turning it over, I think they're back in this one quickly.
Absolutely, I agree. And also, I think what's working for them is the pick and bury. You see with their bigs and their guard, they have an action, it's pick and roll, and they bury down the guards, and that's an easy and one, and that's where they're getting their opportunities, and they need to keep attacking that.
All right, guys, well, let's take a look at some of the first half highlights. As we talked about Maya Hansen, she's picking up right where she left off. She had her 4th career 20-point performance last night against New Mexico. She got things started early, and these are 2 experienced programs. Obviously, we know San Diego State loaded with 6th-year seniors, 5th-year seniors, regular 4th-year seniors, and that experience is really paying off in games like this, Nate.
How about the toughness of Adriana Casada? She took a shot last night. She was down on the floor for some time, had to leave that game against New Mexico. Well, she's back in there tonight, and physicality all over the place. I mean, this is a semifinal game. This is 2 teams with a lot of size, but she's toughed it out. She's been out on the floor. She's played really well. At the other end, Kim Villalobos, the other end of that front court. Kim Villalobos, you saw the flex after the bucket right there. Great first half out of Villalobos. They've been able to get inside the paint consistently. 18 points in the paint in the first half for San Diego State.
Impressive. And then Jada Lewis with the 3-ball, the transfer from Portland State. Big-time addition for San Diego State. Another jumper in the lane. San Diego State really, I know, Jade, we were talking about this during that first half. They just looked like they were moving the ball so well.
Absolutely, you can tell they're moving Boise State, but they're getting what they want. And then on the defensive side, you just see their hands. They're so active right there. And then you see they have high hands, they don't get in foul trouble, and then they also have active feet. So when the ball moves, they move. They go to help defense, and they're just very active and engaged on both sides of the ball.
How about that from Danny Bays? What an exciting player she is. We've seen a lot of her 3-balls, over the course of her 2 years at Boise State, but she's been getting it done inside. And how about Quezada again with the layup? And Nate, you mentioned that she took a hard hit last night, and this hasn't been an easy game by any means for her. We've seen her hit the deck a number of times in this one, but there she is getting right back up for the Aztecs. All right, well, we'll look at the halftime stats here between the Broncos and the Aztecs. When you 2 look at this, what pops out to you?
The turnovers. Boise State is a very disciplined program, and San Diego State is taking them out of character, and you can see they're making them turn the ball over. So they just need to relax, play their game, and stop turning the ball over.
I would also say it's not been a 3-point shooting clinic yet so far in this game. Boise State is the 3rd best 3-point shooting team in the Mountain West. They've got to get going from the outside. Pasco did not connect from downtown in that opening half. Maya Hansen had a very good first half, but really nobody else is hitting from behind the arc. Hit some threes, take care of the basketball, and I think Gordy Presnell, who's so good at tournament time, he's not going to panic at halftime. Broncos can get right back in this thing. For San Diego State, keep doing what you're doing. Villalobos and Quesada, if you pound the ball inside, you're going to go play UNLV for a championship game.
I think what also comes with that is that SDSU needs to keep rim running. That's where they're getting their easy points just in and out. So.
Awesome. Well, a lot more basketball to be played here in the Thomas and Mack Center. Second half coming up after this, but don't go anywhere because we will break down the first half more after this. But at the break, Aztecs up 36-29 over the Broncos. Las Vegas, the Thomas and Mack Center March, and it means the Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship. And boy, are we having a fun night inside the Thomas and Mack Center. Nate Kreckman, Jade Thomas, I'm Bridget Howard. Guys, we saw UNLV beat Colorado State earlier today. How much fun have you guys had tonight with these games that we've had here in the Mountain West semifinals?
Semifinals have been cranking here tonight. UNLV is already advanced. One of these teams, San Diego State and Boise State, playing for a chance at an automatic bid, a trip to the NCAA tournament. It's March. The cheerleaders are out there doing their thing. It doesn't get any better than this.
It doesn't. Jade, I know you, former Mountain West women's basketball player. This is exactly the type of environment, the energy. You love to see it here in March.
Absolutely, and I think kind of playing the villain role a little bit, I would want to play UNLV. I want to show the world will be watching them, and I want to show them, you know what, we're a good team too, so whatever team that is, it's a great opportunity for them in this
You got to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Hey, that's the name of the game. Well, both of these teams want a chance at a crack at UNLV. Boise State and San Diego State both searching for their 6th Mountain West Championship appearances. San Diego State has not made a championship game appearance here in the Mountain West Tournament since 2013. So it has been a minute for these players, but Kim Villalobos is one of the Aztecs that wants to get to that championship game tomorrow. So far in this first half, she's got 8 points, 4 of 7 from the field. Jade, what is she doing so well that's putting these Aztecs in such a great position to make that come true tomorrow?
She's just a dog, like all around. I would want to play with her, and I wouldn't want to play against her. You can just tell that she gets down, and she's an undersized post, but she just uses her body. She handles the ball. She's down there fighting with post work. Huge, and you see her right there with Abby Muse, who is first in blocks, and right there she gets an and one, and she gets her team going, and I just love the dog mentality that she has.
That has to be the best compliment from a former player, is that she's a dog, right? Like, that's exactly what you want to hear, and the biggest compliment for her. Nate, on the other side of things, Boise State, one of the players we've seen year in and year out be so successful for this Boise State team, whether on offense or defense, is Elodie Lalott. She also has 8 points in the first half. How has she kept Boise State in this one despite the turnover issues?
She's just a tough matchup. When Elodie Lalott can get her position down on the post, she's got that strength. I mean, she's going into Villalobos, who is a dog. Jade has got that absolutely right. But Elodie Lalott, and that's great creation there by Mary Kay Narrow, when she can get her position down on the block, she is so good with her feet. She has such soft touch. She is a tough matchup right there. You know, San Diego State, they're going to throw a lot of bodies at Elodie Lalott, but there's been no answer for her so far in this game.
All right, well, Boise State, they really have done a nice job of passing the ball. We talked about San Diego State and the way they've been able to move the ball, but how about this? Boise State, 12 assists on 13 made field goals. Jade, when you look at the way Boise State shares the ball, they have so many players that can step up and put it in the bucket, but what is standing out to you about them sharing the ball right now?
I would say that although they're not seeing what they want exactly on offense, they're playing team basketball. And when you're playing team basketball, those are easy fix. You just need to see the ball go in. But when you're playing one or two people, you know, taking care of the ball and we're not sharing, we're just going to dribble by ourselves, that's when you start to run into problems. But when you're playing, you're sharing the ball, that's when you just have to watch the ball go in. In the second half, it's a whole new game, and they can turn this around.
Yeah, and you're just, once you're sharing the ball, sharing is caring is the saying, right? And so it's going to put you in the best position possible to get things done. One thing I want to note, Abby Prohaska, she was in foul trouble last night, and boy, is it good to see her back on the court leading the charge for the Aztecs, Nate.
4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Prohaska played 15 minutes in that first half. She's stuffing the stat sheet. San Diego State is going to need her to be big time if they're going to bring this home.
Absolutely. All right, final thoughts before the half. Jade. What do we need to see here in the second half for Boise State and San Diego State?
If I'm SDSU, I'm rim running, and I'm keeping up with the defense with the high hands, active feet. Don't let Boise see what's going in. Just use your length. And then if I'm Boise, keep doing the pick and bury action and take care of the ball. They're sharing the ball, but they're not taking care of the ball.
Nate, what about you?
They're still above water when it comes to assist-to-turnover ratio. Stay out of foul trouble. Stop turning the ball over, and we got a game.
Yeah, well, it should be an exciting one, but this doesn't end things here at the Mountain West Tournament. The Men's Mountain West Basketball Championship starts tomorrow, and man, are we in for a good tournament on the men's side. First round action starts tomorrow, and we kick things off with number 8 Wyoming taking on Fresno State, followed by the number 7 seed Colorado State, which is crazy to say, a team that has been nationally ranked as our 7th seed here in the Mountain West Tournament. They're taking on San Jose State. Nightcap, New Mexico and Air Force. Well, our final semifinal second half is coming up after the break. Right now, San Diego State up 36-29. Who will it be advancing to take on UNLV?
Getting ready for the second half. It's the final semifinal of the evening. Winner moving on to the championship game tomorrow night. They will take on top seed UNLV. Crystal One, Tammy Blackburn with you. We've got a good one here at TB. This conference was jumbled up. Other than UNLV kind of just that single loss, they kind of separated themselves, but it was a big question mark on these seedings. So we could say there have been some upsets, but the reality is they all had very similar records, and they had beat up on each other throughout the season, and we're getting a close one here tonight.
Yeah, 4 teams in a 4-way tie.
Yeah.
But how about this for a stat? San Diego State turned over the Broncos 10 times in the first half and only committed 1 turnover of their own. Here's the thing. For San Diego State, they got to get more points off those turnovers. They got 6 in the first half. If they want to pull away from this really good team, they're going to have to turn them over and convert, because look at, you got Boise State coming out of the locker room, and they get their first bucket.
Yep, big plus for the Broncos if they didn't give up much off of the turns. See if the Aztecs can capitalize a bit better. And there's help D rotation over by Muse, that length of hers, and knocks it off of San Diego State. It'll go the other way. So good start, and exactly what you got to do if you're the Broncos.
Both teams shooting this ball well.
Yeah.
Aztecs at 43%, the Broncos at 48%. Neither team's shooting well from beyond the arc. We won't even go there. They're a combined 2 for 14.
Yep, this is all about paint play until right there.
Yeah, well, just, you know, make me look bad. Mary Kay Narrow.
And Stacey Terry Hudson saying, I don't think I like the way this started. We're going to start it over again. We'll have it for you when we return. Oh, the Broncos came out flexing, TB. They were flexing after the halftime break, and they started out a 5-0 start to this quarter. Aztecs take the timeout. We'll see if they can regroup, get it started again.
Hate to have to burn a timeout 45 seconds into the first. Stacey Terry Hudson had one in her pocket, knew she had to use it with those quick 5 points.
Absolutely. And they work it inside, muscling it out of. That was Villalobos. Some good timeout to get something out of it coming back.
You're going to call timeout with 45 seconds to start the second half. You better come out and score.
Yep. Lalonde was so active in the first half. She dips it down to Muse, and it gets partially swatted. Good D by Villalobos. Aztecs trying to push tempo. Lewis catches up to it. Crossover for Haska. She's so quick.
She rejected the screen, too. Rejected the screen. Didn't use it. Had her defender off balance a little bit. Pulled up. Nice jumper.
Muse at 6'3", had the hand up to the length of Muse, but Aztecs pushing tempo again, and this time it's Quezada in the lane.
You think that shot works if it doesn't have as much high arc there, because over Muse at 6'2", I mean, it's 6'3" with the reach? I don't think so. Quezada has to have a quick release on that, KB.
6-0 run out of the timeout. And catching the forearm or an elbow in the face is Quezada. She's holding the lip and nose.
I don't know what Quezada has done to Las Vegas to deserve the amount of knocks that she's taken in this tournament. But she gets up, she shakes it off, and she plays. Tape my ankle. Cut me, Mick. Cut me, Mick. It's like Rocky, right?
She's
just cut me, Mick.
Absolutely. Foul on Lalott. And so the officials are going to take a review.
Yeah, they'll review it. In all seriousness, good to see her okay. Yep. She took a shot to the face yesterday, and
she sure did.
You know, Stacey Terry Hudson is calling for the review for the officials, asking them to be very mindful of the fact that the shove off and the arm bar coming up and pushing off. And
second personal on Lalott.
We'll show it to you right here.
So doesn't catch her there, but gets her with this one right here as she was coming back through.
So here's the rule, right? So we don't use the word flagrant in women's basketball. We wiped that up about 3 years ago. We used the word intentional foul. They still use flagrant in men's game.
Yep.
But the question is it an upgradable to the intentionality of it, where there was some intention that didn't need to be there, made contact? And if so, and you can't swing the elbows. That is not a legal move, especially above that chin right there, right? You can't be swinging that way. So this will be an interesting call as Lalott on that second one.
Yeah.
The rip through, right? It's a close one.
She definitely was trying to get freedom of the ball to come through, but when you come back through, the other arm has to follow the first, right?
Here it is. So it's a rip-through move, right? This is a normal post move, but it might be illegal in today's game.
But does Quezada have the right to be up in her space that close?
She could be breaking the plane. That might not be her defensive. You know, this is why we're not paid to be officials, and we're over here sitting in the chair.
That's right.
But
Lisa Jones, Michael Price, Infinity Robinson.
They'll take the right time to get it right, and they are taking the right amount of time to get this right. They'll look at it from multiple angles.
Broncos fans want it to go their way.
If there is an intentional foul, it does get upgraded. San Diego State will get 2 shots, and they'll get the ball.
Broncos fans awaiting, hoping their team can get back in it, as the Aztecs called the timeout, and it was a good one. They're now on a 6-0 run since then.
I can tell you, Stacey Terry Hudson is eager to get this decision here by our officials.
Yeah, the momentum had gone into their court now after the Broncos started a 5-0 start to the quarter.
No upgrade.
Yep, and now we take the timeout. So just under 8 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. We'll take the timeout. Back inside the Thomas and Mack, so a foul call prior. It did not get elevated to the intentional foul, TB, so they will just give the second personal to Lalott, and it'll be an inbound for the Aztecs. Their largest lead of the game, back to it with 8. Shot clock to 10. Oh, that's a tough pass. Somehow Quezada got it high up the backboard. Good. I don't even know how the pass got through there.
Yeah, that bounce pocket pass was traffic.
Wow.
And then I don't know how the shot went in.
A lot of traffic. She's got 13.
You know, we are in Vegas. There's some good magic here.
Exactly. But the largest lead of the game for the Aztecs after sitting for a little bit, and they're now on an 8-0 run since that timeout that Stacey Terry Hudson had to call.
Play here, Villalobos, she just tried to get out in the passing lane, right? I mean, that's just good old-fashioned Dick Bennett passing lane basketball, but then she gets called for the push.
First team foul.
Hansen hit the deck.
Jazz Green's in for San Diego State. Good to see her back in. And holding the left hand is Quezada, so she's going to take a seat. Kylie Pepe back in. The bench has been very productive for the Aztecs. They've given a nice burst of energy and some offense. At the half, 8 different players had scored. They've got a really great balance with their scoring.
8 points from the bench for San Diego State. 6 points from the Broncos bench. 5 of those coming from Danny Bays.
And there's Hansen.
Yeah, don't let her get going.
Kind of quiet in the first half. She had 9, and now she's up to double digits, the first for the Broncos. Green. Hansen steps over, tries to stop her, but she squeezes it up good.
You know, this is a difference, really. I think the first 7 or 8 minutes, San Diego State really didn't have an answer for the very quick start of Boise State. But then they settled in and they had an answer. They have an answer early on here in the start of the third quarter, and that's a good sign for this Aztec team.
It sure is.
Coming in as the number 7 seeded team.
Yep.
Had to play on Sunday because of that wacky 4-way tie.
That's right.
And then they slipped from 4th place to 7th seed, which put them in from playing 3 games to win a championship to having to win 4 games to win a championship.
Yep, a couple of wins here already, though. They get up to 21 on the season, 10-8 overall, tied with Boise State, one of those 4 at 10-8, and they became the 6th seed.
Colorado State slid into the 5, and Nevada slid into the 4.
Yep. So Band-Aid for Hansen on the right knee, and she'll go to the free throw line. Out of Billings, Montana, just a sophomore, and off the mark on the first. She's an 81% free thrower. Gets the second. Broncos mixing up their D. See if the Aztecs can attack it. Green on the baseline drive, gets fouled, and she'll go to the line.
She's not afraid to put the ball down and attack. I actually thought she had a mid-range jumper that might have been a higher percentage shot from where she was. I think she kind of drove into some traffic, but she was able, the key on that was that she was able to pick up the foul by drawing that contact.
Tatum Thompson steps in for Boise State, and Mia Davis back on for the Aztecs. So is Prohaska. Green to the stripe. Senior out of Upland, California. It's the first. Rattles that one in, gets them both. She's battled so many different injuries throughout her career. It's great to see her find a spot and ability to continue playing, and now a trap up high and a takeaway. It pays off.
That is a high hedge by Pepe of the Aztecs to defend Hansen coming off of that on-ball screen, and they wanted to double on Hansen so that she cannot work on those on-ball screens. Here it is right here. Look at this high hedge. That's called, I mean, you're talking about Pepe putting Hansen right back in her spot. In fact, Hansen almost slipped through the middle.
Second personal on Pepe, and the third team foul. Skip all the way across to Hansen. High archer, nothing but net.
She'll still find ways to hurt you.
Yep.
You stop her one way, she'll find another way.
It's a tough pass to make by Thompson to get over the defense all the way across, but she does.
Flat, there was no angle. It was a 0-degree angle. It was a flat pass.
Into the high post, and then inside to Pepe. And they'll say it was off San Diego State. It's going to go the other way. So a little momentum shifter here for the Broncos.
Well, here's the thing about this third quarter. Neither team has been able to get into a rhythm running up and down. There's been a lot of whistles, a lot of stoppage. You know, there's just a lot of dead balls.
Yep.
And you can't kind of get into your rhythm. You certainly can't run in transition.
Yep, that's right. Hansen using the screens, going to dump it down to Muse. She's trying to draw contact, too much on the shot. And the Aztecs come down with it. Broncos wanted a foul. They don't get it. Oh, that one so close to coming in for Davis, but quick crossover by Hansen. It's swatted out of play. It'll stay with Boise State. Barcelo back in for the Aztecs, as is Fizo and Quezada. Danny Bays back on, and Trista Hull for the Broncos.
The Aztecs sure could use some of Barcelo's three-point shooting.
She's been very quiet for the most part, I think. She had 9 points last night. Barcelo has not even taken a shot tonight, TB.
Yeah, you need to get a three ball
Yep.
from her if you are with the Aztecs. You're hoping for some point production with her in the game.
Richard Sr. out of Phoenix, Arizona. They try to go to Thompson inside, and the defense collapses, and outrunning, Fizo tracks it down. Good transition D once again by Boise State. Help D coming over, and wow, tough play for Quezada as there was a triple team, and she dishes it around as she fell to the floor. Fizo with the finish. 4 points for her, back up to a 10-point lead. Oh, and the offensive foul. Going against the Broncos, and Quezada says, yep, that's right.
She's just a fiery player. Defense fighting over the top of the screen. There's the take right there against Hull. I mean, she
takes a lot of contact.
Quezada was on the deck twice within 17 seconds of each other. One at one end, one on the other. 90 feet away from each other in 17 seconds.
And she is not afraid of the hardwood. Good D cutting off the baseline. Shot clock down to 4. Quezada got an angle, banks it up again to the court. Largest lead of the game for San Diego State. Kick out, they could use this one, the Broncos could, but just short. Hansen's trying to keep it alive, and a jump ball. As Prohaska just went into survival mode there and tried to smother it. It'll go to San Diego State. Three and a half left in the third. Largest lead of the game for the Aztecs.
You are the Aztecs. You are right where you want to be, looking for the shot that you want, not the shot that the Broncos are going to force you to take.
Yeah, Davis' shot there, no good. They've gone into that zone, and Aztecs have been handling it so far. Foul call. It's going to go against Davis. Mia Davis trying to
And that'll be two
push
shots.
through, yeah.
Yep, 2 shots for, is that Hull going to the line?
Yep, so 5th team foul for the Aztecs with 2:55 remaining. This could be a big plus for Boise State if they can hit some of these. 67% free thrower, gets the first. Just 2 points for Trista Hull. Gets them both. Jada Lewis back on. Skip all the way to the far corner for Lewis, and now back up and around. Prohaska gets it back. Long rebound, an extra chance.
Big O board.
Yep.
Clock can be in your favor, but Lewis is like, nah, I'm not going to worry about the clock. Let me just go ahead and step back and drain a 3 to give us a 13-point lead.
Now you got to thank the senior, Megan Fizo, for that one, because she got the O board, but how about an and one opportunity for the Broncos? They also got an O board and another chance.
Big play there, hustle. Look at that on the opposite side, the miss. Thompson, you know, she goes up. She is so strong. So strong.
6'1" sophomore out of Woodinville, Washington.
Good game yesterday for her.
Yep.
Against Wyoming, 9 points, 3 boards, no turnovers.
Can't get the free throw, tracks it down, but it comes back to the Aztecs. Two minutes remaining in the third. And the Broncos get the steal.
Thompson wanted it. Narrow said no, it was just she was already probably too far down the court.
It's just the third turnover by San Diego State. They have really taken care of the ball. I was trying to work it in closer was Hull. And the Broncos not happy. Another offensive foul going to go against them. So trying to make things happen, but doing it a little too physically.
14 fouls for the Broncos, 1 more, and San Diego State would be shooting 2 shots, but only 1 minute and 46 ticks here in the third.
Broncos just 1 for their last 7. They've had several offensive fouls, and then
turnover
for the Aztecs, an opportunity for Boise State. Can they cut into this deficit before this quarter finishes up? Lots of whistles starting to accumulate.
Hull gets fouled, and she'll step up to the free throw line again. This is why I think, you know, Trista Hull she's such a great player. Her length, but her knowledge and, you know, her understanding, and that's a baseline out of bound play, and she's able to fight, do the early work, try to get in a position where she had the advantage and pick up the foul.
Medical timeout for Narrow. It's been pretty physical. It's been a really fast-paced game. Another bandage on the knee. There's a lot of floor burns coming out of this one, TB.
I think I told you yesterday, you got a lot of scars on your knees from diving on the floor for loose balls.
You know it.
So that's not just a foul on San Diego State. That's a 2-shot shooting foul.
Yeah,
late in this third quarter, and Boise State, you know, you're closing this gap.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time if they could get it below double digits heading into the fourth. They were down 4 in last night's game against Wyoming going into the fourth.
Really turned it around.
Yep, they certainly did. 22-10, they finished the game in the fourth quarter. It was all Broncos in that one. Help D coming over. Green dumps it inside, and she's out of control, they'll say.
And guess who? Hull. That is not a shooting foul, by the way. So Hull will not go to the line and shoot 2. Oh, what a look. Curl to an empty bucket, and Boise State, what a run.
That was Bays using that screen, and she was open, but what a look from Thompson to find her. And too much contact from Thompson, trying to hold off Villalobos.
This is what I call nifty here. Look at this. Thompson just looking, and that play call there, she knows that Bays is gonna wrap around and curl to the bucket. Nobody there. I looked over at the San Diego State bench, and I saw the assistant coach, Kelly Lewis, and she just kind of turned around after that play happened, kind of put her chin to the chest and just says, oh man, those are the ones that are just, they'll just get you every time.
Yep. Free throws not dropping. For Villalobos, that's a tough break, and there's another tough break. This one for the Broncos. They turn it over. The Aztecs have had 3 turns in the last almost 2 minutes, and now a big one there, and then a takeaway. How about another one? They had taken care of the ball so well, the Aztecs had. Narrow. Clock to 10. Hands it off to Bays. Tries to get a little closer. She gets in there. And the bucket will count. A foul. I don't think it was on the shooter. I think it was on the screener.
It was on the screener. You'll see it right here. And Bays comes off and takes advantage of it because Hull is going to take one for the team. Green will run right into her, shoulder to chest. And Trista Hull, what a late few minutes she is having to give this team, this Bronco team, a much-needed boost. Now it is just a 2-possession game.
Third personal on Green. And now they'll look to see, yep. You got to put Hull to the stripe instead of Bays.
Yeah, no, Bays isn't shooting.
Yeah,
she didn't really have any contact with anybody there.
She was trying. A little confusion. But you're right, Hull. And I was talking about her line in yesterday's win against Wyoming. It wasn't a big score in that game, but it was all those other factors and little things that maybe don't always show in the stats that she does. Gets the first free throw.
The Broncos on an 8-0 run in the last almost 2 minutes. Could be a 9-0 run here. What a great way to close out the third quarter.
Well, they've forced some turnovers, and they've gotten some points off of them as Hull gets both free throws. 15 on the clock. 4-point game for San Diego State, up by 13 earlier.
They will and must take the last shot.
Villalobos gets fouled. Boy, that was not a great look for her, but the clock was coming down to just 1.3. She goes up and is lucky enough to draw some contact.
At 1.3 ticks left on the clock here. Gordy could advance the ball if he wanted to after this free throw and get a look by having the ball in his half of the court, but some coaches, well, doesn't matter.
The foul was on Narrow. That's her second. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. A charge by the Broncos. They're back in it. It's a 5-point lead for the Aztecs. One more quarter to determine which team is moving on to the championship tomorrow night. In this Mountain West Women's Basketball Championship, they'll face the top seed, UNLV. They were tested tonight by Colorado State, the 5 seed. And we've had a good one here. It's been close, then the lead up to 13 last quarter for the Aztecs, but it has been cut to just 5. See if the Broncos can have the same kind of fourth quarter as they did last night. They start Tatum Thompson in this fourth quarter, and she gets the first points for them.
Nothing like having a player on your team like Tatum Thompson, who's just willing to play fearless basketball and give you point production in a very timely manner. Boy, she has stepped up when her teammates have leaned on her.
4 points, but how about 3 boards, 5 assists? She's doing all the things. Whistle and a foul. First on the Broncos. It's going to put Quezada to the stripe. 6 of 7 from the floor for Quezada. 4 boards, 3 assists. She's got 15, and she and Hansen each 15 apiece, but now Quezada with 16. As the first free throw is good. Both teams shooting very well, just below 50% from the floor, and she gets them both. 5-point lead for San Diego State. Thompson says, I'm going to try that play again. It was close. Defense pushed her out just a little bit more, and then help D coming over. Prohaska has it taken away.
Thought Prohaska might pick up the foul, the frustration foul, after she got picked.
7th turn of the game for the Aztecs. Oh, and they make them pay. Pasco with a big 3-ball.
I was just about ready to say on that last possession, we haven't called Pasco's name in a bit. But just when you say that, she drills it. Big shot.
Yep, first 3 of the game for Natalie Pasco. That's her 80th made 3 on the season. Villalobos one-on-one. Now the help D coming over. She kicks it out to Quezada, who's just long. Prohaska pounding. Almost got a steal. Miro able to bring it along. Here's Hall in the high post. Swish.
Yeah, I mean, nobody helped Prohaska. I mean, Nero beat Prohaska down the floor. And so what happened? She didn't get any help side, so Hall steps out and a bucket. And we are all tied up.
Fourth quarter, all tied up, TB.
Pasco for 3 downtown, her first one, and then look at this. Again, nobody stepped up to stop ball with Nero. She had Prohaska beat, and then Hull steps out as Nero goes in, and she just drains that shot. That's just a beautiful 2-game there between Nero and Hull.
But that's a big bucket. That was her first made field goal. So if you're San Diego State, I mean, you're thinking she's not been hitting from the perimeter. She's gotten herself to the free throw line. She's rebounding, but wow, she was open and she hit it.
I just think if you're San Diego State, you got to help your teammate out just a little bit more, because
Lewis guarded by the longer Hall, and a great positioning inside.
Wow.
Quezada with the bucket.
Well, she held her defense off on that left hip on that high side, and that was a perfect place to put the passes on the opposite side of the defender and lead your teammate to the bucket.
Yep, Lewis found her, give her the assist. Bays got the handoff, found out she was the open one in the lane, but bucket won't go.
Make the defense work if you are San Diego State. Do not take an early, ill-advised shot in the shot clock. You want to get quality shots for 7 minutes if you are the Aztecs.
It got tied up. It'll stay with the Aztecs. Jada Lewis up top. Prohaska trying to post up Narrow inside and got the shot to go. Ooh. I was wondering if they might have a jump ball there. Quezada down on the court again. A hard fall. And I think it was Lalade who came over, and I kind of wondered if there'd be a jump on this, but
Prohaska takes a tough shot. Remember, she's a southpaw, so that's coming from the left-hand side, and then Quezada, she leaves her feet.
Foul on Lalade. That is her 4th, and it's the team's 2nd. Quezada to the stripe. Gets it to go. She's been great. 6 of 7 from the line. 20 points for her. Just misses that one.
There's a lot on the line in this game. You advance to the finals tomorrow for a trip. A chance to try to play for an automatic berth in the NCAA tournament if you win tomorrow night, but you're going to have to go through UNLV, the #1 seed.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, they're going to call an offensive foul on the interior, and wow, Quezada continuing to kind of, she hits the left elbow. She was kind of holding that left wrist in hand earlier.
Well, she falls to the deck almost every time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she And when you're using those arms and the wrists and elbows and stuff to brace yourself from the fall, if she is, it's bound to be sore.
And the foul was on the lot. That's her 5th. She's out of there. That's also the 3rd team foul. There's a lot of time left. Broncos could end up sending the Aztecs to the free throw line in the bonus early. That one is a round and out for Lewis.
That's a good shot by Lewis, and she got a nice screen by Quezada.
Hanson almost banks it. And the rebound down to Barcelo. She's slow to get up.
Everybody's banged up this time of the year. Everybody's tired. Everybody's sore. What do they say? Don't be everybody.
Good luck.
That's right.
Oh, what a spin. And it's swatted away by Hull. Hull's having quite a second half. 8 on the shot clock. Stays with the Aztecs.
Reverse spin move. I love that move. I love that move, and it's quick by Villalobos.
You know, she tried to
Good
draw,
block.
lean in,
Yep.
draw the body contact. Hull stayed up straight, then swatted it. Green back in with the inbound. 5 on the clock. Lewis, fader, around and down.
Tough shot.
Jada Lewis at the last second. She's got 12 points. She's had a great game as well. And wow, dodging multiple defenders was Pasco, but yeah.
Prohaska's hurt. She
Oh,
got
yeah,
hit
she sure
hard
did.
on that screen.
Yep.
Almost like a stinger in the shoulder.
Oh, she's doubled over and in a lot of pain. You just hate to see this. Oh yeah, and immediately. Just an odd play, really, trying to get over the screen, and wow. Pasco with the big bucket to pull the Broncos back within 2, and
One of the hardest things to do, Krista, this time of the year is for teams to stay healthy. I mean, it's so hard. Everybody's playing so hard because of what's on the line. People are tired, people are sore.
She's holding it. It's definitely by the left, kind of behind the shoulder, between the back, and
It was just a hard shot.
yeah, it sure was. Try to get some ice on that. I hope everything's intact also. So 5:12 remaining. It's a 2-point San Diego State lead after the made 3 by Pasco prior to the break here. She's got 8 points and a couple of threes. Broncos just not letting up.
San Diego State ball, but they'll have to take it out at the opposite end of the court, in the back court. Go.
Jada Lewis will have to handle the point a bit more than she was.
No, there's a shuffle players around. Stacey,
Yep.
Terry Hudson will.
Quezada the screen for Green. Green driving left, banks it up just short. Big rebound by Muse. Still, things have intensified just a bit on both sides. And trying to draw the charge, and does. Muse and the Broncos not happy, but Quezada stepped right over to take the contact.
I think that's the third charge that Quezada has taken in that spot,
Yeah.
or at least underneath the rim.
She does not shy away from the contact. Four team
fouls.
fouls
Yep,
for the
4
Broncos. No team fouls for the Aztecs with 4:15 remaining. That could be a big deal. Again, the spin move by Villalobos, the D, though, staying with her. 4 minutes left in the game. Broncos thought there was a foul call, and the officials saying that's enough. High to low, Muse with the finish.
Beautiful read by Hall. I mean, I know that's all Muse on the finish, but credit Hall. She saw it. She went right over the defense. That's a heck of a pass.
Certainly was. All tied up once again. And the defense not giving a lot of space. Somehow Green got that into Quezada, and Quezada to the floor again with the make.
I've actually noticed, like, because I'm kind of wondering why she's on the floor so much. She leaves her feet every single time, and she's off balance when she plants on landing. And because she kind of throws her body into it, she doesn't land on her feet, you know, and her feet kind of come out from underneath her. Watch this. This is what she does more often than not, and she'll sometimes take a shove at the very end of a shot. She spends more time getting up off the floor. Oh, wow. Hull just got called for the foul against the Broncos, and Lewis stepped up and took one for the Aztecs. Good news, Krista Prohaska back in.
Good deal.
Boy, if you are an Aztec fan, you are loving the fact that Prohaska is okay.
Yep, certainly so. And she just got knocked to the court. Full court pressure by the Broncos. 2-point Aztecs lead, but the intensity has picked up. And Prohaska was cutting in, but the pass way off the mark. So the turnover, the 19th forced by the Broncos. Aggressive drive by Hansen, and she gets fouled. First team foul for San Diego State.
Foul number 15, Gina Lewis. Her second, team's first. At the line for the Broncos, number 1, Maya.
So to the line, Maya Hansen, first free throw good. She has 16, couple of threes. She works so hard.
She does.
Gets them both.
You can tell why she was a Gatorade Player of the Year out of Billings, Montana.
Yep. Ties it up again with 3 minutes remaining. Quezada tries to reverse, but Muse stayed right with her.
That is a smart no call there by the officials. No need to foul. Quezada was off balance, and that was a tough shot, and you want to force her to take a tough shot.
Broncos being aggressive.
Yep, taking it right to the rim, and they draw the foul.
They've been to the stripe 15 times, 17 times for the Aztecs. And Hansen's going to go once again.
This is a player you want to see. If you're a Bronco fan, you want to see Hansen at the line. She's already 3 of 4 today. Maya makes the first one.
First lead for the Broncos since the first quarter. And they're up by 2. They flipped the script last night against Wyoming, and they're trying to do the same here against the Aztecs. Villalobos trying to get a bit closer. Help D coming over. Prohaska. Swish.
That's a great pass out. Good recognition. She was going to get doubled. They had the drop coverage on Villalobos because they thought she was going to back her down. Somebody's open on that drop double coverage.
Just under 2 minutes remaining. Tied up. Broncos trying to bank. And the foul's going to go the other way. This one on Trista Hall coming over the back.
And that is an important situation because now San Diego State is shooting 2 every time. This is where it is so important to make your breaks. We just saw Hansen do it for the Broncos. She's 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Can the Aztecs match?
Third foul on Hull. It'll put Prohaska to the stripe. You see Gordy Presnell going to go to his bench. Hull will take a seat. She's been so good.
And Thompson comes in. That's almost equal substitution right there. The level of play doesn't drop when you got a player like Thompson coming in.
Oh, and Prohaska just off with the free throw. 85% free thrower.
Yeah. But pressure situations, right? Changes things.
Yep. She gets that one. 9 points for her.
And remember, she's a lefty, shoots with her left, and injured that left.
Yep, true. Winner moves on to take on top seed UNLV. Both of these teams played UNLV twice. Both of these teams lost both times. And most recently, San Diego State facing UNLV, and they got thumped in that one the last weekend. They'd probably like to have a little revenge if they could.
UNLV put up a century of points on San Diego State, 100-41. Not the best showing for the Aztecs. That was the best scenario right there for the Broncos. They got a tie-up instead of a foul underneath the basket.
Yep.
Because San Diego State had the defensive rebound. But the tie-up, possession arrow, Boise State. That's an extra possession for the Broncos. And there's 90 ticks on the clock, and the Broncos are down by 1.
I think they ended up giving a steal. They gave Thompson a steal, and then they called the timeout. They switched it. We'll see if the arrow changes or not, but could be an even better scenario. But they have not scored in over 2.5 minutes with a field goal. They've gotten to the line. Yeah, they're going to get the inbound. So a minute and a half remaining. Aztecs with the 1-point lead. Boy, this one's been back and forth.
Remember what happened yesterday with Narrow stepping in as the inbounder, made a big shot, but the ball in the hands of Hansen, and they'll work the clock a little bit to get the shot they want.
Yeah, they don't need to rush here. There's plenty of time.
Not at all. They're only down by 1.
But you do want to get something out of this possession, obviously. Oh, the defense almost the steal, and now a jump ball.
Yep. And possession arrow. Yep. Possession arrow, San Diego State.
Yep. Minute 13 left. Thompson comes off. Hull will come back in on the defensive end. Prohaska works some clock with a minute remaining. Shot, long rebound, and big board by Hull. Plenty of time. Aztecs will get another chance, but see if they can get a stop, or will the Broncos take the lead back? High screen, Hull, defense dropped down, tipped it around. It'll be
turnover.
Wow.
And a timeout called by Stacey Terry Hudson. She did not want her team to start to dribble and have to go 93 feet, or at least 90 feet down the court.
Absolutely tough break for the Broncos. Big stop for the Aztecs as Lewis was down there in the corner. And so the Broncos talking it over, 27.2 on the clock.
The Broncos have to try to go for the quick steal. And then they got to stop the clock, because it's only game clock from here on out. 27.2 ticks. And remember, they stopped the clock with the foul, and San Diego State's going to the line to shoot 2. So they'll go for the steal. If they don't get it.
Yeah, no, they have 5 team fouls. The Aztecs only 2. If something crazy were to happen, the Aztecs still have some fouls that they're going to have to give if they were to have to scramble and get it back. But right now they're hanging on to this 1-point lead. Broncos fans still flexing, still hoping.
My question is, where are they taking the ball out of bounds? That's what I want to know. If I'm not mistaken, they're taking it in the front court, right in front. The Aztecs are taking it out right in the front court, in front of their bench. Let's try to confirm that. And they will, in fact, take it out in front of their bench.
Yep. So the starters on.
Throw it in anywhere to get the ball in. Don't turn the ball over.
And Hull all over Quezada. It's going to be the 4th on Hull.
And Quezada will shoot 2.
But not much clock went off on that. Now 26.5, and Quezada will go to the line. She's got 22 points. She's been huge today. And rattles the first one through. 7 of 9 from the line. First team all Mountain West, and showing you why.
Wow.
Gets them both.
Big time free throws.
3-point lead for San Diego State. So a timeout called. Broncos are going to advance.
Yep, they'll get the ball in front of their bench.
So 1 timeout remaining for the Aztecs and 2 timeouts remaining for the Broncos. The Aztecs already going to the line in the bonus. Broncos haven't had a bucket in a while, over 2 minutes without a field goal. Who will have the hot hand? I have a feeling Hansen's going to be an option at some point.
Remember, you are the team that is behind, and you want to give yourself a chance to get the offensive board. If you don't make it, get yourself into overtime, right?
Yeah.
And San Diego State is thinking,
absolutely,
we got to crash the boards. That's what the Aztecs are thinking.
If you don't get the 3, and Hansen was open for a second there, the defense had left her. Thompson, hesitation. Help D comes over, and she gets fouled on the shot. So she'll go to the free throw line. Tatum Thompson.
She went through a double defense right there.
She sure did. She's strong.
She is so strong.
Third team foul for San Diego State. Barcelo picks it up. That's her 3rd.
You'll get a timeout here on the make by Thompson for San Diego State.
They have 1 timeout remaining, 2 for the Broncos.
They'll advance the ball.
Yep, she gets them both. 1 point game for San Diego State, so they will bring it up. And they got to be ready
They might
for the contact, I'm sure,
They
immediately.
might run the same play that they did at the last sideline inbound, Krista. I mean, it worked. You get the ball into the hands of Quezada, a really good free throw shooter. She just made 2 free throws.
Yep.
She just checked into the game, and you know why.
And the key is get it in bounds.
You got to get it in bounds.
If you're the Aztecs. Aztecs trying to make their way back to the Mountain West championship game. They've won a couple of championships, but it's been a while for them. The last one in 2012. But the fans, are those your neighbors?
Those are not my neighbors.
Not your neighbors. All
no.
right.
Okay. But that's Aztec loyal right there. Aztec faithful.
All right, here we go. Yeah, it looks very similar.
Yeah, you can throw it to the backcourt if you have to get in, but there it is right there. They want to get it to Quezada.
Yeah, she's been excellent getting to the line and hitting them.
So it'll be a free throw game. And still, only up by 3, and we know Broncos are a good 3-point shooting team.
Yep, 14 ticks on the clock, and just the 1-point lead. Big free throws, and gets it. This is a big one here.
Yep, it is. It's a huge one.
Gets it. 2 26 points for Quezada. What a game. 10 of 12 for her from the free throw line. Excellent. And so the Broncos call the timeout. They'll have one left, and they're going to bring it forward. And now you don't have to have a three at this point, but you'd have to have a very quick shot. If you've got a good look, I'd say try to get a three here.
If you get a two, they're going to inbound it. You're going to foul, right? You're down by one, and then they go down, and then you're down by three if they make them. So then you got to shoot a three anyway. So, and that just takes up a whole lot of time.
Yep.
So
see what they draw up. It'll be.
That is not Boise State's last timeout,
no,
by the way, and that's important to know.
They have one more. Yeah.
The Aztecs do not have the timeout.
Exactly.
So
Narrow with the inbound. Yeah, you're right.
They could not advance the ball after free throws.
Under Hansen, here's Narrow. She's coming around. They're trying to get some screens. And really just got to get the shot off. Some contact. They don't get it. Thompson had a good look. Big rebound. And Broncos wanted to travel. They don't get it. And San Diego State, the 7th seed, they are moving on to the championship game to take on top seed UNLV. Wow.
What a game and what a finish. Congratulations to the 7th seeded SDSU Aztecs.
The Aztecs lost to UNLV in the semifinals last year. It was a close one, but they're moving on to the finals. What a great night of ball games. Good luck to everybody. Thanks for being with us, everybody. Now to the post-game show. Hansen, here's Narrow. She's coming around. They're trying to get some screens. And really just got to get the shot off. Some contact. They don't get it. Look, big rebound. And Broncos wanted to travel. They don't get it. And San Diego State, the 7th seed, they are moving on to the championship game to take on top seed UNLV.
What a fantastic semifinal we had here at the Thomas and Mack Center as the San Diego State Aztecs are partying like it's 2013. That's the last time they played for a Mountain West championship. The Aztecs knocking out Boise State 72-69 here in the second semifinal of the Mountain West Women's Championship. Hi everybody, Nate Kreckman, Jay Thomas, Jesse Kurtz here on Winner's Stage. We'll talk about this big win for the Aztecs up here, but before we do that, let's go down courtside and talk to the lady who engineered this big victory, the head coach of the Aztecs, standing by with Bridget Howard.
Thanks, Jess. Coach, your team just came over here and embraced you. You guys are jumping up and down. What is this moment like for you?
I'm just unbelievably happy for them. I mean, we've worked, I know everyone says this, but we've worked so hard. And it was an ugly, ugly game, and I thought both teams battled, but I'm just so grateful for the group that I have and lucky to be the coach of this team.
I sensed a lot of emotion from you when you walked over here, but before you came over here, you got your coaching staff into a huddle and you shared a cool moment. What did you say to them?
I just keep saying it, I'm just proud of us. You know, they worked so hard preparing our girls. I mean, this is our 3rd game in 3 days, so a lot of sleepless nights and a lot of early mornings, and I'm just proud of the staff. They did a great job preparing our girls.
Adriana Quezada, she takes an extremely hard hit in the game last night, comes back today, but has absolutely no fear. She's taken charges, taken hits left and right, comes up with a season high 26 points. What made you most proud of her performance and her will tonight?
I mean, that's who she is. And it started back in October when I had to kick her out of the gym because she's in the gym all the time. I mean, she's prepared for this moment, and I'm just grateful that we knew that we needed to get her the ball. We got her the ball in key moments, and she was phenomenal today, absolutely phenomenal. I'm glad she's coming back.
Coach, you are headed to the Aztecs' first Mountain West Championship game since 2013. What goes through your mind when you hear that and the opportunity you have in front of you?
Just grateful for the opportunity. We're going to play a really, really good UNLV team that gave us a beatdown a couple of weeks ago. So we're going to go back and watch that and learn from it and try to put our best foot forward and see if we can get a W tomorrow.
Coach, thank you so much for the time. I'll let you get to the locker room because I think your group's pretty excited to see you.
We're going to celebrate. Thanks, guys. Go Aztecs.
Back to you, Jess.
Thank you, Bridget. so happy for Stacy. This is a program that's had its ups and downs, but over the last 3 or 4 years, they've been trending upwards, so certainly deserving of this opportunity. And Jay, this is a team that didn't trail in the first 2 games that they played against San Jose State and New Mexico, but they were tested today.
Absolutely, and I agree they were tested. They did lead for most of the game, but just it was so close just to the last play and everything. But I think it came down to just they took better care of the ball and they controlled the tempo.
Yeah, it's an Aztec team that certainly takes care of the ball, one of the best in the country to do that. Let's go back down courtside, join Bridget Howard, who's standing by with the star of the game for the Aztecs.
Thanks, Jess. Adriana, last night you hit the deck hard, take a massive hit, and then you come back in this one. You were taking hits left and right. You're even getting in front of balls, taking charges. How are you feeling?
I'm definitely feeling the game. Taking those charges and everything, I kind of just had to put mind over matter and just kind of not think about how much it was going to hurt tonight.
You'll definitely get some treatment for that and be ready for tomorrow. Well, this Boise State team did not make it easy for your Aztecs to come away with the win tonight. What did you feel separated this group?
I feel really what separated us was we all knew coming in the locker room, we said it from the start. We said we're not going home today, and that's exactly how we played. And I feel like every single one of us came off the bench and knew our job and knew our role, and we executed exactly what we had to do.
This team is loaded with experience. How are you seeing that pay off here at the Mountain West tournament?
I'm definitely seeing it pay off tonight whenever, the Boise went on a run, and our experience kind of helped us keep a cool head and kind of know that, like, hey, they're going to go on a run, but so are we.
You came to San Diego State. You had to sit out last year, redshirt season, and then you finally get your chance to make your mark here, and especially in the Mountain West tournament. What makes you most proud of the play that you've had here in March?
What makes me most proud is I feel like this is finally, after sitting out last year, I feel like all the work and everything that, like, my coaches working out with me and just having that hope and trust in me, I feel like it's paying off now, and I'm just so excited to finally be here.
The last time the Aztecs made it to a Mountain West championship game was back in 2013. What excites you the most about the opportunity that you have tomorrow to play for a Mountain West championship?
I don't even know, I like everything. I mean, we knew it, but it's just everything, just playing the game. Like, I'm just excited to come tomorrow and play a championship game.
I think we can tell that you just love to play this game of basketball. And Adriana, it is fun to watch you. Congratulations, an exceptional night, a season-high 26 points. You killed it out there.
Thank you.
Back to you, Jess.
Thank you, Bridge. Guys, we sat up on this set about 24 hours ago and pondered whether Adriana Quezada was going to play in this game. She went to the locker room, was very hurt. Not only did she play, she comes in and doubles up her average output when it comes to scoring. 26 points. She came in averaging just over 13. You talk about a Herculean effort for her team, Jade. What does that do for a locker room when everybody could clearly see that she was hurt, but she comes out here and has a performance of a lifetime?
I think it just shows exactly what she said, mind over matter. You know, everyone's body is going to hurt. It's the end of the season. It's a long season, but you just have to find that within you and just dig deeper. And you can see on her shot tracker that she literally did that. She was inside. She was on the floor, 10 for 12 on her free throws too. She was in there, but then she was able to calm down and gather herself for her free throws to make 10 out of 12, which is pretty good.
And the post players for San Diego State here today, 34 points. You know, Boise State had some length. They've been very good in the post. Abby Muse had a triple-double earlier, but San Diego State equal to the task, Nate. 34 post points. That's a big reason that they're moving on.
Yeah, it's a big part of it. Kimvia Lobos was good in this game as well. She had 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. She was very good. But Quezada is really the story of this game. 26 points on 11 shots. That kind of efficiency, that's what essentially won them the game here tonight. Abby Muse got in a little bit of foul trouble there in that first half. Villalobos, she's such a tough physical matchup. She played great out there tonight. And then Quezada, every time you looked up, Quezada was hitting the floor, but also hitting another bucket. Just unbelievable touch that she has out there. I think she might have taken 3 charges in this game tonight as well. Outstanding effort. You see the assist right there, the step through. Adriana Quezada, this is the best game that she's played in an Aztec uniform here tonight, and what's insane to think is they're going to need even more if they're going to get a victory tomorrow night against UNLV, but that's a lot of green dots in the paint, Jade.
Absolutely. It just looks like kind of like a like a pinata over there with the confetti.
Right? Yeah, well, they're partying like they're breaking pinatas. One more game, but Coach Stacey Terry Hudson talked about the opportunity. You just want opportunities as a team, especially in a setting like this. And what better opportunity do you have as a competitor than to take on the two-time defending champions, a team that beat you by 59 points just a few weeks ago. So now you get a shot to take them down in their city on a stage that they've been so good. You talk about opportunities, that's exactly what you want. But when I look at this team, guys, I really think about tremendous coaching, because it's a team that doesn't beat itself. They average right around 13 turnovers per game, which is really good, ranking top 40 in the country. They only had 1 turnover in the first half, ended up with 9 total for the game. So it's a team that's not going to beat themselves and just put themselves in position to win games, and they've rattled off 3 in a row.
Well, third game in 3 days, too, and that's when you start to see fatigue kind of take over a little bit. You start to see players maybe make some mistakes out on the floor. This was a physical game that we watched out there tonight. There were players crashing all over the place. Abby Prohaska leaving the floor for a while because of what looked like a shoulder injury. She ran into a hard screen. It was happening all over the place in this game tonight. Despite the physicality, despite what has to be massive fatigue for San Diego State, 3 games in 3 days, they closed this game. And that, to me, that's just the veteran experience. That's Prohaska, Villalobos, that's Jada Lewis, and that's Quesada. These are all seniors, 5th and in some cases 6th-year seniors. They dug deep, and they finished this game strong tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned Jada Lewis scores in double figures once again. She had 12 points. She's now double figures in 9 of her last 11 games. A really, really solid effort for these players like Lewis. Jada, you've played 3 games. You're tired. You're taking on a UNLV team right here on a stage that they know so well. How do players like Lewis get enough energy and rest here tonight to be at their best tomorrow with a chance to win a Mountain West championship?
I think you just put the prize in the mind, you know? You don't worry about, oh, my body hurts. I mean, it's going to hurt, but do you want the championship? Do you want to hold the trophy? Do you want to be cutting down the nets tomorrow? It's really just about giving that one last push. You know, when you're with your conditioning coaches, nobody wants to condition, but they do that for a reason. So it's really just going back to your roots. How are your bones? And just really digging deep for tomorrow.
Well, we know the Aztecs have dug deep. Quesada comes back and plays a wonderful game. Prohaska in this game, Nate, she took a big shot to her shoulder, went out for what was just a few minutes, and then comes back and gives everything she has. So if there's ever a team that can dig deep and just find a way to get out on the court, this would be it.
There was a critical jump ball that was called in the closing moments of this game that Prohaska went and dove on the floor for, and it was her left arm that was banged up. She is a left-handed player. She stuck it right there into the pile, was able to get the tie up. They jumped it up. It was a huge play. It was a possession arrow in the direction of San Diego State. This game was a free throw fest down the very stretch. This fourth quarter was neck and neck. It came down straight up to stops and possessions, and San Diego State got more of them to hang on for this victory. That's a tough Boise team that they beat tonight, but man, what a character win for San Diego State.
And what a win it would be if they're able to pull off the upset of the century, taking on UNLV here tomorrow. The Lady Rebels have just cruised through this conference for a couple of years, including this year. They've been sensational. And earlier tonight, they knocked off a very pesky Colorado State team behind Anarachi Kimson, the 6th player in the freshman of the year, was sensational, Nate.
Yeah, she was great in this game. She went for 18 points. Really, she was the best player on the floor on a night where Desiree Young was kind of held in check a little bit down in the post. Kimson put UNLV on her back and carried them to victory. You know, it was interesting listening to Stacey Terry Hudson talking to Bridget after the game, and she talked about that loss against UNLV when they lost by 59 points. Here's the good news. When they played in January at Viejas, it was only a 7-point game.
Yeah.
And it was still a close game in the second half. Quesada played great in that game. Villalobos played great in that game. If I'm Coach Terry Hudson, what I'm doing is I'm putting the film of that game on, and I'm letting her players know you can play with this team. If you play hard like they did here tonight, anything can happen in March.
We're taking a look at the bracket here. We got 9 games down, 1 to go. Jade, what excites you the most about the top-seeded Rebels and this upstart San Diego State team that just would not be denied this week?
I'm really excited because I know it's going to be an emotional game. You have Desiree, an emotional player. You have Quezada, emotional player, and they're going to go head-to-head. And so just seeing that energy on the floor, and you know it's the last game, so they're going to give their all, and you're going to see it on the floor. Might get a little chippy, but I'm excited to see that and see girls that really want to play basketball.
I'm emotional just thinking about it. I'm pumped up. Let's throw up the ball right now. We got a championship to win.
We got a 7 seed playing
Love
for a
it.
championship. We had 4, 10, and 8 teams in the Mountain West, and only one of them is still standing. The one that lost all the tiebreakers, they got bumped down to the 7 seed. San Diego State's playing for a championship. There's no New Mexico. There's no Lobos. There's Villalobos. The Aztecs going for a championship tomorrow night against UNLV at the Thomas and Mack. This is going to be good.
What a night it'll be here for women's basketball in the Mountain West. That's after we do get started with the men's tournament as well. We get started right here at the Thomas and Mack Center with first round action. Wyoming getting Fresno State in the 8-9 game. Colorado State, the team that's been ranked in the top 25 for much of the season, they will take on San Jose State. New Mexico, a team that everybody thought might have a shot to win the regular season. They're talented across the board, taking on Air Force. Those will be the first round matchups. Of course, Utah State winning their first outright Mountain West championship this season under Danny Sprinkle. They're waiting with a shot to maybe run the table and get back to a Mountain West championship. But that will be the first round games. Wyoming, Fresno State early, Colorado State, San Jose State, New Mexico, and Air Force. And then we will crown a Mountain West champion tomorrow night in women's basketball right here at the Thomas and Mack Center. Thank you so much for being with us here on the semifinal night of Mountain West women's basketball. San Diego State is headed to a Mountain West championship game for the first time under Stacey Terry Hudson. First time since 2013. How much do they have left in the tank? Can they take out the overwhelming favorite Lady Rebels of UNLV? We'll find out tomorrow night. For Nate Kreckman, Jake Thomas, Bridget Howard, I'm Jesse Kurtz saying thank you so much for watching us here on the Mountain West Network.